Fishyaker.com, the original kayak rigging video series.
Hey again, it's John Oast from Fishyaker.com. With the growing popularity of motorized kayaks, I've been getting more and more questions about what type of battery you should use. Well, keep in mind, putting a motor on a kayak, say a trolling motor. For instance, I have an Old Town Predator XL with a Minn Kota or MK package. I love it. It's not the perfect option for everybody if you're going into more shallow water or if you're looking into it for the more stealthy or health conscious application. It may not be the best option for you. If you're simply looking at a kayak for for instance, going into flowing water, trolling, things like that, or you have some type of health condition, they really come in handy. So that's a separate topic altogether. But if you're deciding to put a trolling motor onto your kayak and you're using a standard 12-volt trolling motor, say a Minn Kota or a Motor Guide, just a couple of different options here, for instance. What you first want to do, you want to make sure you're using a deep cycle 12-volt battery if it's a 12-volt motor you're using. So the deep cycle is a concept we're really looking at. If you use a standard automotive battery, it's the ones that are on the front up top, it'll say for starting power. Keep in mind, those aren't going to basically distribute that electrical juice out basically consistently over a period of time. They're basically for that one strong jolt to start an engine. So you want to make sure you're going to get a deep cycle battery. The one here is a 24-cell deep cycle battery. When you're purchasing them, the one here came from Walmart. Pretty inexpensive as they go, about $80. You notice up here it'll say for marine applications, for trolling motors. That's what you're really looking for. You want to make it that deep cycle option for it. Like I said, you get an automotive battery, it's going to stutter on you. It might not work that well, and it probably won't hold up as long for as many hours as you want to use it for. The one here, like I said, only about $80, maybe a couple dollars more if you don't have a battery to trade in, if you have to have a core charge for it. The one I have next to us is a compact Odyssey battery. A lot more pricey option for you, but it's a lot lighter, a lot easier to carry around. The one I have here, I've had probably about 5 or 6 years, still going strong. This one I can probably get 4 good hours of runtime off of it. At least on, say, a 35-pound thrust trolling motor. I used it a whole lot on my ocean kayak torque back in the day. I love it. Like I said, if I'm going on short outings, I don't want to carry a big puppy like this. It's a whole lot easier to get it out of the boat to carry, and it pretty much runs at least for like a half a day on the water. It works really well. The battery like this, a larger option. You can go pretty much all day long on one charge. If you do happen to run it down, make sure you put the thing back on charge as soon as you can. You don't want to leave it uncharged or depleted for an extended period of time, because I might have a hard time getting it back up to charge again. But these are just a couple of options for you. The price, well, the sky's the limit. You could pay, say, from $80 on up to a few $100s. Big thing you want to look at is the amp hours. It's going to be marked on there for the number of amp hours you have. The higher the number of amp hours, the more runtime you're probably going to get out of that battery. But again, if you're using a kayak that might already be manufactured for having a battery in it, make sure you don't get a battery that's too big to fit into the battery compartment. But just a couple options here from the low end to the high end. Like I said, the more inexpensive one here, I get more runtime out of, but it's a whole lot heavier and bulkier than a higher end compact, or like say like an Odyssey battery. But both are a great option. Like I said, we're not going to get into the whole discussion of whether motorized kayaks are perfect or not for everybody. They're obviously not for everybody. I'm still kind of a purist at heart. But I see the positive benefits of it for both sides of it. But if you're going to try with going with a 12-volt application for your kayak with a motor on it, just go to your local retailer, see what they have. Like I said, main things you're going to look for is that deep cycle to make sure you're not buying a starting battery, because you're going to get a whole lot more runtime out of it. And then look at the amp hours of it. And see how long it's going to last you. Probably going to last you, a large one like this, probably going to last you pretty much the whole day. You're not going to have a problem with it. As always, be sure to go to Fishyaker.com. If you got any questions, shoot me an email. If you have any ideas for a video, drop me a line on that too. Be sure to subscribe to our video series, Fishyaker on YouTube, and like us on Facebook. And as always, we'll catch you on the water. Thanks for watching.